What if manifestation wasn't about forcing, grinding, or toxic positivity, but about healing what's been quietly shaping your choices, relationships, and your self-worth? She Manifested That is where Black women come to share the real stories behind their manifestations, the healing before the blessings, the boundaries that made space for breakthroughs, and the self-trust that changed everything. So if you're ready to manifest your next level, join me, Dr. Dre Cleveland, your personal power coach, and some incredible Black women, and let our stories reflect the life you've lived and the one you're calling in. Stay tuned, sis, and grab your cup of tea, because girl, this is just another way to get your life together. This episode of She Manifested That is powered by Neshama Alahim and the Self-Love Church, the place where Black women can come to fall in love with themselves. Check the link in the show notes for more. Hey sis, welcome back to She Manifested That, the podcast where Black women come to share their real stories behind the blessings, breakthroughs, and manifestations they brought into their lives. I'm Dr. Dre Cleveland, your personal power coach, and today we are talking with Miss Maia about how she manifested her glow-up year, and this one is gonna be fun. So let's get into it. First of all, hey girl, hey.
Hey. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Yes, thank you for being here. This is really exciting because I didn't expect you to say yes, but here we are. So, before
I
we,
didn't expect to say yes, but here we are.
I'm telling you, this is a manifestation to me. So,
Okay.
but before we get started, can you share with our listeners who you are in 5 words?
Um, Maia Bandele Marson. I am beautiful, strong, lovely, free, and in flow.
Mm. I love those. I love the. You know what I love about the words that you chose? They are all states of being,
Mm-hmm.
which is really fabulous. Because a lot of times, when I ask people to describe themselves, they tell me the things about them. Like I'm a mother, which that's fair, right? Like I'm a sister, I'm a teacher, right, et
Mm-hmm.
cetera, et cetera. And those things are wonderful, but they are not the crux of who we are.
Right.
And the things that you just shared are like, this is me as an identity. This is who I am, regardless of what spaces I walk in the world. So that's
Absolutely.
fan-
Absolutely.
awesome. So, okay, let's get right into it. So, because I know we can chat,
We can
right?
chat. Yep.
So let's talk about what you manifested. So tell us about your glow up year.
My glow up year was 2015, which was a very pivotal year for me. I, prior to my glow up, I had been free flowing in a different way than I am now.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm flowing freely. Then I was just free flowing, just kind of like,
Like going with the wind, kind of.
right. And
Yeah.
now well, at that point, I became more intentional about the things that I wanted, what I was looking for. And so I sat and I said, okay, this is what I want. This is what I'm needing at this point in my life. I was ready for a relationship. I was ready for a job, structured job. I was ready for an apartment of my own. And I sat and I actually ended up doing a full moon meditation
Mm.
at the end of June. And it was beautiful. And I was like, okay, this feels good. Okay. And there was a shift for me because of the intentionality with that was
Mm-hmm.
behind it.
Yeah.
And but I also realized through that experience that Once I put it out there, I didn't have to keep looking for it.
Mm, I
I
love
put
that.
it out to the universe and I left it there for them to now pick it up.
Mm-hmm,
Because
mm,
prior to that, it was, all right, so I asked for it, where's it at? Okay, I put that out there, where's it at? And
yeah.
so, as a part of that glow up, I learned that I can just speak it, release it, and allow it.
Yes, yes. And I love that you even use those words, right? Because that's really the formula for manifestation, right? Like that's the simple formula. That's like the,
Yep,
the basics. Law of attraction 101 or
that's it.
manifestation
Yep.
101, right? Um and but the main thing that I heard in what you're saying was that there was intention, right?
Mhm.
I'm hearing the shift between when you're like, I was just kind of going with the wind. This anything could happen, anything could go, right?
Mhm.
Versus I'm very clear on what I want. I'm very detailed on what it is that I want to bring into my life next, right?
Mhm.
And then that allowing or that opening
That
for
releasing.
that,
Mhm.
yes, for that to come in because one of the things that we notice a lot with, I would say, within ourselves too, but I definitely notice this in people that I work with. When it's something that we hold on to, those are things that are usually hardest to manifest, right? Or
Mhm.
to call in, not because we can't, right?
Mhm.
We all have, like, manifestation, creation is our birthright.
It's
And
innate in each and every one of us.
exactly, right? So
Mhm.
so there's nothing that we can't create, and there's nothing that we are not already creating and calling into existence. But the one thing that's usually missing is that we are blocking whatever's already coming
Mhm.
by not surrendering, by not
Mhm.
allowing, by not releasing, because we want it to go a certain way. We want it
Right.
to.
We want it to look a certain
Mhm.
way. Mhm.
We want it
Mhm.
to look a certain way, and then that slows down the time. I mean, that slows down the time that it takes for that thing to happen for us.
The
And
process of it. Mhm.
yes, and time
Mhm.
again, just like you're saying right now, that moment that we're able to release that hold on it and let it just do what it will do comes like clockwork
Absolutely.
every time.
Absolutely. It's amazing how quickly these things can manifest or evolve once you surrender and just allow it to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
You know,
100%.
so mhm.
100%. So tell us a little bit more about how that happens. Like when those things start to come into fruition, how were they starting to show up for you once you got clear and you allowed and were released and allowed?
Once I stated, I wrote it out. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm manifesting at this point. I wrote it and then I left it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, which is a challenge for me at the time because being a Capricorn, I want to be on top of everything and it's planning and it's got to look
Yes.
a certain way. And I was like, you know what? If I'm trusting in the universe, I'm trusting in the creator, I'm trusting in all the entities and things that walk with me, then I got to trust that whatever it is going to happen, it's happening for my highest and greatest good.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to be okay with however it shows up.
Yes.
And so the first thing that showed up was the job. Was it the job? No, it was the man. The man showed up and happened to be somebody who I'd known for all of my life.
Oh wow.
And it just developed in such a beautiful way. It wasn't, any kind of craziness. And it was just the whole way that everything evolved was beautiful. It was intentional. And it showed me where I had grown,
Mm-hmm.
and because I specifically said that I was looking to be in a relationship with someone who I could love and would love me. and that we could be able to communicate with each other in a
Mm-hmm.
loving manner. And it was
Mm-hmm.
just things that I just was like, yeah, this is what I want. I don't want to just, be out here just hanging out and just I'm I've done that. So now I'm ready to be in this with someone.
Yes.
And it just unfolded. Surprise, I mean, the way it unfolded, it was beautiful. It was
Aw,
beautiful.
I love
And so then it was job. The job came through a few months later. So like the I put it out there at the end of June. The man showed up in July. The job showed up in September, and then I got hired, like everything finished up. I started the job in October. And then the apartment came through. I had filled out applications and did all this stuff, and it didn't, the first place I was looking for didn't turn out, but in my growth, I was like, okay, I'm okay with this. Whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. It's going to work out the way it's supposed to. And it
yes.
turned out that the apartment that I was trying to get, I ended up getting something even better.
Mm. Don't you love when that happens?
What? Even better.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
like, to the point where my rent when I moved in was $699
Oh my goodness.
in a one bedroom rent stabilized apartment. It is the largest one bedroom in the entire building.
Oh wow.
So it's just like the unfolding of it. I just knew I wanted something, and I wasn't nitpicking about it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't trying to control it anymore. I was in that state of allowing,
Yeah.
but I was also in the state of receiving,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that.
and learning how to do that because, I've always been one to just sure, just give and give and give, and it being on the receiving end was a little challenging.
Mm,
But
yeah, I get that.
so, and then to receive the keys to the apartment on Christmas Eve,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so it was within 6 months that this whole manifestation came through. And it was beautiful.
I
It
love
was
that.
absolutely beautiful.
I love that. And it sounds more like you had a glow up semester.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Like,
I will take that.
yes, because it didn't even take you the whole year. That was
No,
like
it
immediate,
sure
like
did. Yep.
back to back to
Yep.
back.
Because like I said, the intention was there. So it was that I was in a different place. I was ready for the new timeline of my year,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and so now I'm in a different place where I'm then, like I said, back then it was just flowing freely, and now I'm understanding how to be free in the flow.
Mm-hmm.
You see the difference
Yeah. Yeah. I
between
love that.
flowing freely and being free in the flow.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
so I am really, really just enjoying how this has all unfolded. And
Mm-hmm.
just, more manifestations just keep happening. And it's just a beautiful experience.
Yeah, yeah. But I love how well, two things that you said that really caught my attention. One, that you said I was ready for the new timeline of my year.
Hmm.
And that was like I was like, "Ooh," like I felt that. I felt that. I was like, "Sis, yes. Let's
Yeah.
go." Because
Yeah.
and I say that to say, right? Like timelines are
let's not get real. Okay, this is for the master's course, but right, right. Like, but there are many timelines we can access at different
Uh-huh.
at any given point, right? Even as we're talking right now, like
Absolutely.
right. Remember, like when we used to have like the choose your own adventure books when we were kids, and if you pick page 41, that's taking you down this road. You pick page 52 is taking you down this road, but it's always converging in this very moment, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
could go either way, right?
That's
And
right.
so,
And you can always come back
yes, and you can always come back and choose differently.
and
And
choose
that's the
differently.
part,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that's the part that's standing out to me right now, because I think the one of the most key ingredients to manifesting, like besides that basics, like what we were just talking about, right, of having that intention and being able to release your hold on it and allowing yourself to receive what that manifestation is, it also takes you to identify with a whole new somebody who's on a whole nother timeline with you than you, right? Like all of them are you, but they are
Mm-hmm.
still all different versions of you, that for you
Absolutely.
to have manifested the things that you said, this is a whole nother lady
Yes.
than the one who was gone with the wind.
Absolutely.
Right? That's a
Absolutely.
yes, and that's one of the things that we work on very clearly and directly in our Black Girls Manifest experience, right? Because we do something that's called the Identity Activation Blueprint, right? To give women the actual blueprint to who this new person is that's going to step
Mm.
into this new timeline. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's who you need to get to whatever the next level is. Because if this representation of you were that person, you would just have the things already that you were saying, right? But like we said, like we put things in our way that block us, and some of them are not,
Absolutely.
right? Some
Right.
of them are conscious because we embody them at an identity level. So you could
Mm-hmm.
do a whole lot of work
Mm-hmm.
and still be like, why am I still getting the same things that
Right.
I'm
Right.
getting, right? Why
And the
am I
conditioning is deep.
yep, and the
The
conditioning is
conditioning is very deep. Yeah.
exactly because we believe that it's who we are, the ways
Mm-hmm.
that we be, that allow for certain situations and circumstances to converge on us. What do I hear all the time? Oh, that's just how I am. That's my personality. That's right. And so you realize, like, there where you say that you want to be, there is a whole nother person that needs to be there to meet that place in your life. I used to be super shy. Maybe you don't even know that. But super shy. I would never. The person who I am,
Wow.
she would never.
Right.
I could not have this as a career. I would not be doing this podcast with you. Give me 15 years ago. No, 20 years ago. And it took conscious identity work to be
Mm-hmm.
like, well, who do I really have to be being if I'm saying this is who I want to be in my life?
Mm-hmm.
This my whole career is a manifestation in and of itself,
Absolutely. I love it.
right? And a timeline jump because baby, yeah, I was not the one. I will be the first to tell you I would have never, right? So anyway, I'm saying all that to say that when you said that, that's the first thing that jumped in my mind. Like, we need to talk about timelines,
Right.
right? And how
Mm-hmm.
we jump timelines. And that's what it takes. It takes you to be ready to become also another person who says this version of me is ready to step into this next level. And that's what you were doing.
Yes. Yes. And I have mastered it now, girl.
I know that's right.
Baby. Yes. I'm just like, oh yeah, this is what we doing? Okay. Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Who we what this is what okay, yep. She has served her purpose and I appreciate her and I love her for what she has done. But now it's
Yes.
time for this new person, this new timeline. And it has definitely brought about some vast changes. But I
Mm-hmm.
love it. I would not change any aspect of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Any of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would guess including the trials and tribulations or the things you had to go through to
Yep.
even know that you needed to become this Maya.
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I also that's like when you said like I need to send her love, give her, hey, ma'am,
Yep.
thank you,
Yep.
right? Because we don't want to dismiss her
Absolutely. That's the
just
exact
because,
word.
right?
Nope.
We don't want to dismiss her just because we want to demand more,
Nope. Nope.
right?
She
Want to,
played a part. She played a
yeah.
part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Part of that stepping stone. And I had to get from that timeline to the next timeline. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't fully appreciate where I am now without having had that experience.
Yes. Yes. Right. And then so there's also this level of gratitude,
Oh
right?
my gosh. It's not, I have chosen the word appreciation over gratitude.
Mm. Tell us more about
I
that.
have learned, partly through Abraham Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the teachings that I've learned that I have really been putting into practice is that with gratitude, it usually means that there was something that you are, that happened already that you are grateful for. But with
Mm-hmm.
appreciation, it's whether it happened or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's just appreciating the full experience of it. Like we were just talking about how, you know, being in that other timeline, appreciating that timeline before I even get there,
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to being grateful for the one that I already had.
Mm-hmm.
So the appreciation for me, that's just my choosing of words, but
Yeah.
it feels more genuine and more authentic for me to be
Yeah.
in that constant state of appreciation than in gratitude. I'm not knocking gratitude because there are things definitely to be
They
grateful for,
sisters.
but I appreciate the word and the appreciation level and that state of appreciation that I find myself in more often.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I love
It's like gratitude follows something, whereas appreciation covers it all
yeah.
for
Yeah.
me. So,
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. And yes, shout out to Abraham Hicks because T. But also, right? Well, I'll say this. For me, they're sisters, those words, right?
hmm
They're sisters because, like you said, like it could be a little shift in language that opens up
hmm
that portal for you. And that's really what
hmm
we're talking about. Like when you want to be in that state of flow that you were talking
right.
about, right? Like I'm not just going flowing with the wind, but I'm being comfortable in the flow, right?
hmm
So what resonates with you, right? All of them are permission slips at the end of the day, right? For
Okay.
that opening that we're
Okay.
looking for that ease and that,
There it is.
right, that
Mm-hmm.
that we're looking for, right? Somebody could call a banana. Mm, it's okay.
It's right.
you know,
Exactly.
right? It's okay, right? Because if banana serves you, then banana serves you. But
And
do you,
banana serves you. Right.
right? Does it evoke that ease? Does it evoke that spirit of flow and just awe and just like wow, like life is unfolding in the ways that,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, right? Like that's a word that I love too, right? Unfolding because that's what it is. It's
Mm-hmm.
like petals on a flower,
Yes.
right? It's like
Yes.
oh, that's beautiful, like that you can't manufacture that, right? And always being in that state whatever's happening, right? Because it could be stuff that we don't particularly care for either,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it's part of the unfolding and the way how you get to the places that you're going, the way you connect the dots as you're jumping over to the next,
Timelines. Mm-hmm.
right? So it's all good,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
All of it is so good. So I'm curious for you, right? Because we have a lot of good things coming up in this conversation based on what you're sharing. But I want to hear if there's anything specific that you want women to take away from your story, right? Everybody's on their manifestation journey. People are waking up to, I can intentionally call in the things that I
Mm-hmm.
want in my life because that's my birthright, And that's what I get to say that I want to do. So what would be your lesson or takeaway that you want them to leave with for you?
Just what you were saying, but knowing that it is your birthright, but trusting and believing that it is your birthright.
Mm-hmm.
Because saying it is one thing, but embodying it, fully letting yourself be in that understanding that we all have that superpower.
Mm-hmm.
No one person is more of a manifester than anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, so I would encourage every woman, person, being to trust and know that you can do it just like I have done it, just like everyone else in this podcast has done it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not about, sitting in a lotus position. It's not about, writing every day. Find what works for you, but also just trusting and knowing that it works for you. It is
Mm-hmm.
who you are.
Exactly. Exactly. I love that. I love that. And, which goes back to what we were just saying about permission slips, right? Like there's no one size fits all because we are the creator. We just are. Like you can't even
That's
help that you're
it.
doing it, right? I was just saying this a little earlier today. Like people always, kind of approach this as if they have to learn how to manifest,
Manifest. Mm-hmm.
right? When in
Mm-hmm.
reality, we are always manifesting. We're always creating. We're always, right? Sometimes we're creating things that we don't
We
really
don't.
like
Mm-hmm.
or want, right? And some things just are, like we said, those dots along the way, along
Mm-hmm.
the journey that are necessary for our growth, right?
But
But
even those things that we might not necessarily want that we manifest, they show up as a part of our journey
mm-hmm,
and they're necessary for that journey
yes,
as long as we're learning something from it.
right, exactly, exactly. And so, all of that together, coupled with what you just said about like basically choose your poison. Poison not the right word for that, but you know what I mean, right? Like choose what works for you
Right.
that feels like the permission slip that's going to allow you to get into that space to bring forth the things that you need to call into your life with ease, right? So
Ease.
in the Black Girls Manifest experience, we have what's called the Embodiment Lab. And the Embodiment Lab is the part of our program where we work on that monthly. Like, how do we embody this new woman who is calling in these things? Like, so all kind of permission slips, right? Some rituals, some practices, some challenges, like some things that we're using that to step into our real life to really pull those things forward, right?
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it's all permission slips, right? And you're going to pick and choose what you like or what feels resonant to you that opens up that channel,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, which we love. So that means
Absolutely.
before we go, I definitely want to remind people or share with you now that you can go and download your manifestation readiness check at amireadytomanifest.com. It's a quick, powerful way to see what's standing between you and the life you're calling in. Because, sis, if Maia can manifest that, so can you. And your desires are real, your healing is valid, and your next level is already calling your name. So, let's make sure that we are ready to manifest intentionally and powerfully in this coming year. Okay. And Maia, I would love for you to share where people can find you on socials.
I am on Instagram at Yoruba Soul 5.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
Instagram. And the Twitter handle is the same as well.
Okay. So that's Instagram and Twitter.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yoruba
Yes.
Soul 5. We love that.
Yes.
Okay.
SOL. Yoruba Soul. SOL.
SOL. And we'll make sure we
Yes.
put it in the show notes too.
Okay.
Right. So people
Yes.
can follow you if they want to continue to
Yes.
chat with you.
And it's and a YouTube also. I
Oh,
have a
yes.
YouTube channel. Yes.
Let's not forget about.
We're building that up. So yes.
Yeah, you told me that. I love that. So, but everything
Yes.
is the same.
Yes. Yoruba soul.
Okay, we love that.
Yeah.
So, but thank you so much, sis, for being here.
Thank you
We
for
love that.
having me.
Yes, and that you
And
stuck
like you,
out.
I've never considered myself as shy, but I definitely would not have thought that I'd be doing this either.
Mm. See, look at the creative
The
creator.
unfolding. Yes,
The
yes, the
unfolding
growth,
thing.
the timeline shifts, all of it.
Yes, all of that,
Yes.
right? But that's
So,
what we're here for, to prove to ourselves, like you said, that there we that's our birthright. This is what we came here to do. This is what we're here to do, right? And
yep.
these stories are just reminders of the power that we have. And side note, before we get off, everyone listening, all y'all got stories like this.
Yep.
Okay, everybody. I
Yep.
would be hard pressed to believe that there's anyone that has not ever recognized the synchronicity between when they were fully in alignment and how fast something that they said they wanted happened, right?
That's right.
Right. We all have, but
we
we.
also we've in sorry to cut you off, but we've also in our experiences have minimized those
Yep.
experiences
Exactly.
and downplayed it and stuff. Don't sell yourself short, sis.
Exactly.
Don't do it.
Exactly. And until next time, keep believing, keep becoming, and keep manifesting. And we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Yes.
Ciao.
Hey sis, don't go just yet. I want to share something really special with you. Black Girls Manifest is a book and an experience that I created for Black women ready to heal, remember who they are, and manifest from alignment, not struggle. If that's you, visit getblackgirlsmanifest.com and take your next aligned step.